Hello, everyone. I'm Gloria Hall, Editor-in-Chief of Chiropractic Economics. As part of our author interview series, I am excited to have as today's guest Dr. Robert Silverman, a pioneering functional medicine specialist, award-winning chiropractor, and globally recognized speaker. Based in New York, Dr. Silverman holds 6 degrees in nutrition and directs an innovative integrative health center dedicated to performance, recovery, and longevity. Dr. Silverman is a frequent contributor to Chiropractic Economics and serves as one of our esteemed editorial advisors. He wrote the lead article for our first issue of 2026 featuring healthy aging and longevity. Dr. Silverman, it's great to have you here.
It's my pleasure, Gloria. It's always exciting to have a little exchange with you. Thanks for being such a supporter of my work, but more so, you in Chiropractic Economics, a supporter of chiropractic.
And thank you. So let's jump right into the questions. So when people hear the word longevity, they often think living longer. How do you define longevity in a clinically meaningful way?
Longevity, without question, has taken the world by storm. It is one of the more insightful conversations of the now, and I believe for the future. It's really taken over our vernacular, our parlance over the last 3 years. So most people look at longevity as just anti-aging. I believe longevity is a lot more than that. I think longevity is a great balance between lifespan and health span. We've all heard these definitions before. Lifespan, how long you live. Health span, how long you live healthily. Again, we like to insert the idea of vitality because it's not just being healthy, it's how vital we are. Nothing embodies the concept of longevity better than true chiropractic practitioners, chiropractic principles, and I believe where we're progressing in chiropractic. The idea of longevity also encapsulates the idea of eating, stress, sleep, treatments, nutrition, devices, and the like. So I think without question, longevity is an exciting topic, one in which I'm very happy to talk about. And I hope all chiropractors will grasp the theme, put it in their practice armamentarium, and take steps forward.
Right. So you frequently reference the hallmarks of aging. Can you break those down for our guests and explain which ones we can actually influence today?
Yeah, great. And I love the idea of influencing today. I think that's a huge takeaway. Number one thing, believe it or not, I wrote a book in 2022, November, called Immune Reboot. You press the red button and you reboot your immune system because I believe immunity or having a resilient, robust immune system is critical to overall longevity. So much so that when we reboot our immune system, we want to have what? Immune health, clearly. But we want to have immune rejuvenation. We want to break down our old immune cells and be able to make new, strong, more robust immune cells by improving that idea of immune rejuvenation. In addition to immune rejuvenation, we want to have immune support. We want to have immune balance. And I think that's the critical idea. We lose the concept of the balance with the immune system. Another chiropractic principle, homeostasis, balance. If we have balance in the immune system, we're going to have good longevity. And lastly, resilience. And what do you mean by immune resilience? I hear that all the time. Hey, Rob, what's this concept about resilient? Well, the idea of resilience is real simple. We get attacked by a virus, a bacteria, and we have an immune response and we produce antibodies. Then a cousin, a variant comes in and we get sick again. That person does not have a resilient immune system. Having a resilient immune system would mean that it would have the ability to ward off something similar to what they've been attacked before. Inflammation is another hallmark of aging. I believe that we need to manage and modulate inflammation. It's one of my credos, if you will. Time magazine thought so much of inflammation to put it on the cover 21 years ago. It's now inflammaging, burning from the inside out. That has a very deleterious effect to our overall concept of longevity. The microbiome. Wow. I mean, we could be here for hours talking about the microbiome. Number one microbiome is the gut microbiome. The gut microbiome, 80% of our immune cells are in our gut. It's where macro and micronutrients are absorbed. Our microbiome of our gut communicates with our microbiome of our gum. Our gut microbiome communicates with all these other microbiomes. So the body's all interconnected in various ways, one of which is the microbiome. Mitochondrial dysfunction is another hallmark of aging. I believe it is Darth Vader behind door number one. Out he comes, and this mitochondrial dysfunction leads us to the number one complaint you see in the doctor's office called fatigue. 80% of Americans have fatigue. That's based on mitochondrial dysfunction. Mitochondrial dysfunction is also the leading cause for neurodegenerative disease like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, and the like. Lastly, mitochondrial dysfunction leads to a compromise in immune function. So really, we want to have strong, robust mitochondria making ATP. Some things that are very unique to chiropractors, like fascia, fascial injuries. It is a saran wrap of the body. Take a chicken breast, and in that chicken breast, pull the skin apart. There's your muscle, the chicken breast. There's the skin and what's in between that's connecting the muscle to the skin. It's fascia. It's the white film. It's your body's own wetsuit. That is an intracellular communicator. When that is injured in musculoskeletal light, it projects inflammation through the whole body. So nobody's better suited than chiropractors, manual therapists, to help address fascial injuries. And something I think that's truly unique, that's hot, real hot, vagus nerve. Man, when I went to school 27 years ago, all I learned about the vagus nerve was it was cranial nerve number 10, and it worked with the parasympathetic nervous system. And that's it. Wow. You want to talk about an exponential growth? Let's talk about vagus nerve. Vagus nerve is the captain of the parasympathetic nervous system. It innervates everything from the brainstem down through the transverse colon. It's a rest and digest nerve. I think a critical add to every chiropractor, manual therapist's instruction manual would be to be able to stimulate vagus nerve tone. And maybe last but not least, muscle mass or the loss of muscle mass. Loss of muscle mass called sarcopenia. It's been said that muscle mass is the longevity organ. I like to refer to muscle mass as the currency of longevity. Men and women alike need to do resistance training to increase their incidence and their amount of muscle to fat ratio. If I had to pick one thing to tell everybody to do, it would be put some muscle on.
Great, thank you. So you are deeply involved in research on low-level non-thermal laser therapy. Why do you believe this technology plays such a pivotal role in mitochondrial and neurological health?
I think laser therapy is the modality / device of now for longevity. All chiropractors would benefit with their patient base by adding low-level laser, or let's be more definitive, non-thermal laser, electromagnetic transfer of energy. The laser should include one or all of three wavelengths. Number one wavelength should be a red wavelength, which is a 635 nanometer wavelength, which increases mitochondrial activity, proliferative activity, production of interleukin 10. Interleukin 10 is an anti-inflammatory cytokine, which conversely shuts down pro-inflammatory cytokines like interleukin 1 beta, interleukin 6, interleukin 8, all under the TNF alpha pathway. It also allows for Treg support, prostaglandin and COX-1 and 2 modulation, and cell proliferation. So low-level laser therapy, nanometer, red light therapy, red light laser, vastly different. My God, I get the heebie-jeebies. Everybody says, do you use red light therapy? Red light therapy is incoherent light. It's a light-emitting diode. It's not something that I use for a salubrious effect. I use it more to heat my sauna. Low-level laser at a 635 nanometer wavelength with coherent light is what you want to utilize. Some of the other wavelengths that are really beneficial to overall health are the 520 nanometer. Real quickly, that 520 nanometer wavelength, which projects a green light, is the key because it releases stem cells. Interestingly enough, it also has a lot of literature on the improvement on nerve regeneration, helps with fibromyalgia. Harvard University has done a study, and in that study, it showed that that was the wavelength for improvement in migraines and headaches. Great results in the office. It promotes immune function and reduces oxidative stress. And the last wavelength I like to use is a 405 nanometer wavelength, which allows for immune function improvement. It's great to promote VEGF. It has antimicrobial support. And the key, or the secret sauce, if you will, to the 405 nanometer violet light is, without question, its ability to work within a parasympathetic nervous system. Because most scars and most tight fascia is a sympathetic nervous system. I mean, let's be real, Gloria. Most of the people in America are more sympathetic than parasympathetic. They're in a fight or flight.
Right. Gotcha. So GLP-1 medications are everywhere right now. Give us some insights into the world of alternative GLP-1s.
You know, it's funny. So many people ask about the GLP-1 and they want to know about the pathway. First off, that pathway, the GLP-1, is really the gut to brain axis. It's exemplar of a good functioning gut to brain axis. There's a receptor site in the gut, on the intestines, on the Leydig cells of a GLP-1. The vagus nerve can carry that signal, has a receptor site for a GLP-1, and it goes to the dorsal medial hypothalamus of the brain, which has a GLP-1 receptor site. So this is supposed to function. The problem with the drugs is they come with a lot of side effects. One side effect in particular is a loss of 40% of muscle mass. So obviously, if muscle mass is the longevity organ, what are we doing just haphazardly using GLP-1? Now, a lot of people ask, why is the GLP-1 drug have such side effects, and why not some of the natural supplements have the same side effects? Well, it's real easy. It's called the half-life. The half-life of nutritional supplementation is 15 to 30 minutes in the GLP-1. It's in, it's out, it's in, it's out, it's in, it's out. The half-life of the drug is 7 to 10 days. So it's weighted down, it's pushing the pathways. And unfortunately, it leads to the loss of skeletal muscle mass, like I said, 40%. But here's the look behind the curtain. It also causes heart muscle mass reduction and heart muscle cell reduction, whether you're lean or heavy. So clearly, this is not going to be beneficial for many different people. My suggestion is to analyze the data. The data is, you ain't losing that much weight taking the GLP-1 drugs. The bottom line is, Ozempic loses 19 pounds over a year with quite corpulent patients in the study. Wegovy loses 27 pounds over a whole year. That is not like a rousing number when these people were 50 to 60 pounds overweight, and many of the poundage that they lost was muscle mass. So when you couple that with 8 out of 10 people in those studies were dropping out because of side effects and microdosing, it doesn't just seem like the way to go. So my suggestion is really to take a good analytical look and use berberine, ginseng, green tea extracts, probiotic strains like Akkermansia, fiber, omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, glutamine, fermentable fiber, and something, believe it or not, called bitter melon. Did you know that the bitter taste stimulates the GLP-1, whereas a sweet taste, like sugar, fruit, decreases the GLP-1? Is it any surprise that Americans have a GLP-1 problem when the average American consumes up to 160 pounds of sugar per year? So, I mean, you know, we all talk about these drugs. We talk about the lifestyle. Lifestyle wins all the times. Drugs do have their place. In this instance, unless you're 400 pounds and on 10 different drugs, I believe you'd be better off making a lifestyle change without the drugs.
Good answer. So if someone wanted to take immediate action, what are 3 evidence-based things they could start doing today to improve their long-term health and resilience?
That's great, because we always like to give a list to patients. Let's give a list to the doctors. Sleep and stress. Everybody, chill the bleep out. I mean, I know it's kind of funny for people who know me. I'm a type A personality. I'm down from a type AAA to a type A. That may be the maturation of being married for 28 years, 21 years, excuse me. Whoa, I'm just so happy I added years on to it. Lucky 7. Number 2, sleep. We should be averaging about 7.5 hours of sleep per night. Sleep allows our brain to get rid of metabolic waste. As a matter of fact, good proper sleep allows our brain to shrink to about 40% of its normal size, pushing out that metabolic waste. It's our recovery. Number 2, exercise, get moving, get your 10,000 steps, get your weight resistance in, get your muscle to fat ratio there. Start moving. And the last one really goes with three acronyms I love to use all the time. Number one acronym, GPS. No gluten. The P stands for no ultra-processed food. 57% of the calories Americans consume are from ultra-processed food. Did you know the half-life of something that uses chemicals that's ultra-processed is 5 years, but it doesn't add any years to your life? Sugar. Do not add any sugar to anything. If you want sugar in the fruit, okay, knock it out. GPS. DNA. No dairy. I know. I go to Iowa. I go to Wisconsin. I apologize, but no dairy. We're the only species that drinks another species' milk. And no nicotine. That's another one that people jump all over me. The data is quite potent in the fact that nicotine, as a general rule, is hazardous to one's overall health. Use other things for cognition. And last but not least, artificial sweeteners. No bueno. If you want to use something to sweeten, use a little honey, use a little maple syrup, use a little coconut sugar, use a little monk fruit, use a little stevia. And lastly, IRS, inflammation reduction strategies. Remember, we want to manage and modulate that inflammation, and we'll do so by avoiding food sensitivities, which I believe are one of the biggest reasons for chronic hidden inflammation. Also, you want to avoid deep fried foods. And lastly, you want to avoid processed seed oils. No matter what anybody says, it inherently says the word processed. It's not in its purest form.
Dr. Silverman, always a pleasure. Thank you for your time today. And until
My
next
pleasure.
time.
Longevity is no longer in a distant aspiration. It's the chiropractic frontier of today. That's in our letter to the editor.
All right. Thanks so much. Looking forward to next time.